Welcome back to A Son of Liberty. I'm Mark, and this is Yesterday at a Glance, where we cover yesterday's top news in a bite-sized format. On Friday, the Administrative Court in Colombia issued an order for the eradication of its hippos. Apparently, Pablo Escobar kept these as pets in his zoo. After his death, they made their way into the fertile jungles around Escobar's ranch. There is an estimated 166 hippos in an area with no natural predators, thus upsetting the area's ecological balance. The court has given a 3-month window for the operation to be fulfilled, demanding for controlled hunting and sterilization. In London, a private school is introducing a course taught solely by AI. It seems human interaction is no longer a part of an education at Allelyn School in Dulwich, which costs £26,000 per year, or roughly $34,019 Monopoly dollars. The school justifies their purchase, claiming that the AI will be able to identify the student's strengths and weaknesses and be able to adapt to the child's needs. Put like that, it doesn't sound so bad. But £26,000? That's a lot for something that ChatGPT can do for free. 2 astronauts aboard the Starliner, Boeing's newest space capsule, were forced to remain at the International Space Station. Suni Wiliams and Butch Wilmore were supposed to return home on the troubled spacecraft, but NASA advised otherwise. The astronauts' flight is reported to have been marred by a cascade of thruster trouble and helium loss. This is yet another setback amongst many at Boeing. Just recently, it has been made known that Marcee Gray, the mother of the Georgia school shooter, has an extensive criminal history, with charges going back some 17 years. These charges include negligent driving, DUI, and most recently, possession of methamphetamine, as well as a baggie of fentanyl. As things continue to surface, it is evident that the shooter came from a rough home. This in no way justifies what he did, but should instead serve as a reminder that environment can certainly shape behavior. You may recall that the shooting took place last Wednesday on the 4th. What you might not be aware of, I certainly wasn't until I saw Coleon Noor's video, was that the shooter was stopped by 2 student resource officers, Tanner Good and Brandon King. This stands in stark contrast to what unfolded at the Parkland school shooting, where the SRO refused to engage the student as he murdered 17 people. The 2 Georgian resource officers, who have a combined total of 2,000 hours of training, are reported to have rushed towards the shooter, undoubtedly stopping the 14-year-old early in his rampage. This stands in the face of what Kamala called for in 2019, where she claimed she wanted to demilitarize schools via removing police officers to fight racial inequalities.
Again, what we need to do about demilitarizing our schools and taking police officers out of schools.
Obviously, the shooter was armed, and our school resource officer engaged him, and the shooter quickly realized that if he did not give up, that it would end with an OIS, or an officer-involved shooting. He gave up, got on the ground, and the deputy took him into custody.
The truth of the matter is that we need good people with guns to stop bad actors. Undoubtedly, if Kamala had gotten her way and the SROs were not present, the death toll would have been much higher. We need to do more to protect our schools, and it starts with trained resource officers. Should Europe reconsider its immigration policy? This is a serious question being considered after it was revealed that Germany has had over 100 reported stabbings since the beginning of September. This story is from the 7th, which means that every day, Germany, which is about the size of Montana, has roughly 15 stabbings. This issue isn't only present in Germany. England had a reported 50,500 stabbings, 244 of which were fatal in 2023. France, too, has seen an explosion in violent crimes, with the number of violent crimes increasing from 227,000 incidents in 2016 to 384,000 in 2023, roughly a 70% increase. 14 wildfires are currently ripping through California and Nevada, leading to thousands fleeing their home. 24,500 acres are said to have been burned in Cali, with an additional 6,500 acres in Nevada. The race for control of Congress is growing ever tighter, as barely 24 House seats and a handful of Senate seats are likely to determine the majority. People seem to be swinging their support for Republicans, whether this comes from Harris's presidential announcement or Trump's assassination attempt is unclear. But one thing is clear, this race is going to be close. The ATF is calling for the 3D printing industry to help quell the production of illegal gun conversion devices. According to the ATF, the use of Glock switches or auto shears, devices which make the semi-automatic pistols fully auto, is said to have increased 570%. Attorney General Lisa Monaco, who is working alongside the ATF, has said that law enforcement can't address the issues alone, and that she hopes to foster cooperation between government and private industry to ensure that 3D printing technology is not misused. Now, I might be in the minority here, but I have trouble trusting a government agency known for distributing guns to drug cartels and who do whatever this is.
So that's the frame. I can't get this one apart.
Moving on from that. In the wake of President Biden's coup, Trump has called for modifications to be made regarding the 25th Amendment. To those of you unfamiliar with this amendment, it deals with ascendancy, namely positing that if a president dies or is unable to fulfill their duties, the vice president will be the one to assume this role. On this issue, Trump is quoted as saying, "I will support modifying the 25th Amendment to make clear that if a vice president lies or engages in a conspiracy to cover up the incapacity of the president, it's grounds for impeachment immediately and removal of office because that's what they did." As with anything else, we will see if this comes to fruition. That's it for yesterday's news. If you enjoyed what you saw, please feel free to drop a like. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. I plan on doing this every day. If there's a story you think I should cover, please drop a comment below and I'll be sure to respond. This has been Mark with the Son of Liberty, signing off.